Hello everyone, welcome to Agilecast, a podcast series managed by Zebia Agile Community of Consulting and Transformation. Zebia Agile Consulting and Transformation, commonly referred to as ZACT, is a community of seasoned Agile coaches, Scrum Masters, product owners, and technical coaches, all of whom are passionate about subjects related to Agile software development. We live by our core value of knowledge sharing, which is the best way according to us to give back to the closely knit Agile community. We have been hosting webinars, meetups, annual conference called Agile NCR, and of late we decided to host this podcast series which can be of value to the community and help them in exploring the well-proven solutions in the space of agility. In this series, I am going to talk about anti-patterns related to the product owner role and its impact on the teams and the organization. Being an agile consultant for the last 6 to 7 years, I have seen many faces of a product owner, and I believe most of them are masked by an individual's or its organization's fractional understanding of this key role. It is very important to understand the boundary of this role and in simple terms what it is and what it is not. To start with, let's discuss what all is required from a product owner. This role is critical for maximizing the return on investment for the effort and time spent in development of a product. It is a key role in managing the stakeholders' needs, and the product owner is the sole ambassador of the Scrum team to the stakeholders. A product owner also ensures that there is a clear understanding of the vision and the roadmap amongst the stakeholders and the Scrum team. The product owner also demonstrates the final solution to the stakeholders. They are responsible for negotiating and obtaining the funding for the development of the product and then educating the Scrum team about the business side. Product owner needs to present a strong vision, motivating and heightening the team's morale. Their commitment and dedication towards attaining the common goal is paramount. This is done by possessing a clear and in-depth knowledge of the market and its users. This shall be conveyed brilliantly by the product owner's effective and emphatic communication skills. One of the key responsibilities of the product owner is to regularly interact face-to-face with the Scrum team. They are also responsible for defining the features of the product. It becomes tasking when the product owner is expected to have all the information related to the product that is being created. And it becomes even more challenging when big decisions have to be made by a single person. In cases like these, their responsibility is often distributed amongst multiple individuals to assist them. They can also seek insights from the stakeholders into the matters they are unaware of. Each industry and organization has various interpretations of the product owner role. Many a times, the product owner role is poorly applied. Rarely done intentionally, the problem starts from a lack of understanding of this role itself as it is defined in the Scrum Guide. This sets everyone up for failure, the individual itself, the team and the organization, and can lead to anti-patterns. Anti-patterns are referred to as common responses to recurring problems that are ineffective and counterproductive. Most people working in software development have encountered their own anti-patterns. I am going to share a list of all those I love to hate. I am categorizing the complete list of anti-patterns into broad areas, and this should help the viewers focus on one set at a time. The first set of anti-patterns are related to the product backlog and its refinement process. This is the most common area of anti-patterns related to a product owner. The first one is prioritization by a proxy. The most common case is an individual who acts as a proxy, and this could also be a committee of stakeholders. This anti-pattern results in chaos for the team as conflicting priorities can emerge due to multiple people being involved in the prioritization process. The strength of Scrum is building on the strong position of the product owner. The product owner is the only person to decide what tasks become the product backlog items. Hence, the product owner also decides on the priority. Take away that empowerment and Scrum turns into a pretty robust Waterfall 2.0. The second one is having a part-time product owner. This happens when the product owner is not working daily on the product backlog. The product backlog always needs to be available to the team with an understanding of the priority of the top ranked items. Updating it once a week before the next refinement session does not suffice to meet this requirement. The next one is called the copy and paste product owner. The product owner creates user stories by breaking down requirement document received from stakeholders into smaller chunks. That scenario helped to coin the nickname Ticket Monkey for the product owner. Remember guys, user story creation is a team exercise, so it has to be done in close collaboration with the development team. Next one is called the dominant product owner. This product owner creates user stories by providing not just the why, but also the how and the what. The team is supposed to answer the how question, the technical implementation, which results into a sprint backlog, and both the team and the product owner collaborate on the what question. The fifth and the last one in this set is I know it all product owner. This person does not involve stakeholders or subject matter experts in the refinement process. A product owner who believes to be either omniscient or a communication gateway is a risk to the Scrum team's success. Sprint planning anti-patterns. The first one is called What are we fighting for? The product owner cannot provide a sprint goal or the chosen sprint goal is flawed. As per Scrum Guide, sprint goal answers the what are we fighting for question. It is basically a negotiation between the product owner and the development team. It is focused and measurable as sprint goal and team forecast go hand in hand. Lastly, the sprint goal is a useful calibration for the upcoming sprint. Next one is referred to as last minute changes. The product owner tries to squeeze in some last minute user stories that do not meet the definition of ready. Principally, it is the prerogative of the product owner to make such kind of changes to ensure that the development team is working only on the most valuable user stories at any given time. However, if the Scrum team is otherwise practicing product backlog refinement sessions regularly, these occurrences should be a rare exception. If those happen frequently, it indicates that the product owner needs help with prioritization and team communication, or the product owner needs support to say no more often to stakeholders. The last one is referred to as output focus. The product owner pushes the development team to take on more product backlog items than it could realistically handle. Probably, the product owner here is referring to team metrics such as velocity to support his or her desire, which is an incorrect metric for measuring output. Sprint anti-patterns. The first one under this set is referred to as the absent PO. In this case, the product owner is absent most of the sprint and is not available to answer questions of the development team. That creates a micro waterfall approach for the duration of the sprint. Next one is PO clinging to the tasks. By this, we understand the product owner cannot let go product backlog items once they become sprint backlog items. For example, the product owner increases the scope of a user story, or he or she changes acceptance criteria once the team accepted the issue into the sprint backlog. There is a clear line. Before a product backlog item turns into a sprint backlog item, the product owner is responsible. However, once it moves from one backlog to the other, the development team becomes responsible. If changes become acute during the sprint, the team will collaboratively decide on how to handle them. Inflexible PO. The product owner seems not to be flexible in this case to adjust the acceptance criteria. If the work on a product backlog item reveals that the agreed upon acceptance criteria are no longer achievable or a waste, the Scrum team needs to adapt to the new reality. Blindly following the original plan violates a core Scrum principle. The last one under this set is the delaying product owner. This product owner does not accept sprint backlog items once those are finished. Instead, he or she waits until the end of the sprint. In the spirit of continuous integration, the product owner should immediately check product backlog items that meet the acceptance criteria. Otherwise, the product owner will create an artificial queue which will increase the cycle time. This habit puts also reaching the sprint goal at risk. Finally, we have the sprint review anti-patterns. Despite that, it is an outstanding opportunity for the product owner to improve the collaboration with both stakeholders and the Scrum team. Some product owners simply do not get this message. The first under this set refers to a selfish product owner. This product owner presents his or her accomplishments to the stakeholders. Remember the old saying, there is no I in the team. As per Scrum Guide, the product owner explains what product backlog items have been done and what has not been done, and the development team demonstrates the work that is done and answers questions about the increment. The next one is delayed sprint acceptance. The product owner uses the sprint review to accept user stories. Similar to the anti-pattern stated under the set sprint anti-patterns, this should be decoupled from the sprint review. The product owner should accept user stories the moment they are meeting the acceptance criteria, even if that happens during the sprint. Last is the unapproachable product owner. This product owner does not accept feedback from the stakeholders and is also not available to the team. Such a behavior violates the prime purpose of sprint review ceremony. Summarizing and concluding on this topic, I believe the product owner role is the most challenging Scrum role, and the higher the expectations are, the easier it is to fail them. Nevertheless, the concept of continuous improvement also applies to exercising the product owner role. The list of product owner anti-patterns above mentioned may be a starting point for all of us to identify these patterns within our organization and course correct early on in our journey to be agile. In the end, I would like to share with our viewers about the upcoming certification trainings in the month of August. Zebia is conducting 2 Scrum certifications in the month of August. The first one is PSM 1, which will be conducted on the weekend of August 22nd and 23rd. And the second one is PSM 2, which will happen on the weekend of August 29th and 30th. Lastly, before I close, I am happy to let the viewers know that Agile NCR 2020 will be held on 28th and 29th November. The theme for this year's conference is Agility Cube, Humanizing Business Innovation. It will be hosted in a live virtual mode. Please stay tuned to Zebia and Agile NCR Space on LinkedIn, Facebook and Twitter. Thank you.